I'm this far from the mic.
I'm this far from the mic.
I'm this far from the mic.
Hey! And we are
These fars from the mics.
Hey everybody, welcome to a new series of Digi Bros. It's me, Digi. I got Trevor here playing, what's going on here, Trevor?
Playing Onimusha, Warlords, I think is the subtitle.
Really? There was a subtitle for the first game?
Onimusha, Warlords.
Huh. Did not know the first game had a subtitle.
This is not the first one?
Yeah, it's a PlayStation 2
I'm not sure. Is
classic.
it the first one?
Yeah, it is. The second one is weird and terrible, and then the third one had Jean Reno.
Yeah.
And French.
He was in The Professionals. You should go
That
see
was
that movie.
Onimusha 3 Demon Siege, I believe. You can get started whenever you
I was
want.
going
by
to
the way.
say, watching this beautiful opening cinematic when the start menu has
So
been
you just
untouched.
played through most of this game recently.
Yes, but
You were on like the final boss like days ago, and now you're
Yep.
gonna
and now I'm just
start
gonna,
from the beginning.
pretty much. I have no idea.
So the first question on everybody's minds who's watching this is gonna be, where's Earthbound?
Oh yeah.
So
Sorry.
So
Wow.
what happened with Earthbound, which we still haven't made a video explaining it, but why not now?
One, two,
people who
three,
follow
four.
my Twitter will know already. But we tried to make it, and the files had corrupted in transit from the computer to the hard drive.
Yes.
That's the word I'm looking for. And so the files were corrupted. We couldn't edit them, and I had already deleted them from my computer because I was desperately trying to get space really quickly at some point. So yeah, it's all gone.
Yep, unfortunately.
We did finish the game. There was only like 5 more episodes.
Right. It was,
I mean, I don't think we lost any like great conversation or anything. We were all just kind of like there.
yeah, I don't know. I thought it was okay.
But we lost the epic 40-minute final battle
Yes,
with the Gygas.
with the fetus.
Ooh.
Which I think that there's possibly a save right before Gygas, so we could possibly re-record the final battle if Tolentino is down for it.
If you want,
But,
give some like you know.
Yeah, you'll lose out on the last
Resolution.
two dungeons and whatever.
The retainers
It was pretty quick. We kind of just sat down and finished the game really quickly.
And then Josh showed up. Like it was everyone we had for the first playthrough was there,
Right, yeah.
which was great. Oh,
So you're gonna watch this entire cutscene? 'Cause I feel
mean-
like this is kind of long.
This is gross.
yeah, I guess there really is no like.
He getting 8.
There's no exposition in this cutscene. You just.
Well,
I
it
mean,
shows
like
you
now.
that like what happened to Nobunaga. I
Well, yeah,
guess.
now
like,
the whole other part of that was just.
What
cool
is this?
looking shit.
Oh.
So what is this supposed
Oh yeah, no subtitles. Gee, thanks.
What is this supposed to be about? Let's see.
The plot of this game is this is the Warring States period.
Yes.
Nobunaga was trying to conquer Japan, then he got killed, and Nobunaga is now a demon because he got demon. And
Yes,
then,
he made a deal with demons
yes.
for power.
The historically Nobunaga, one of the probably the most famous figure in Japanese history because he comes up in anime and games constantly.
Look at that.
There has been a period. I don't think it's happening anymore, but there was a period of like 2 or 3 years where every single anime season there was a show about Nobunaga. Every single season. One time there was even 2. And they'd all be different. Some of them would be historical. Some of them would be Nobunaga's reincarnated as a little girl. Some of them would
Nobunaga's
be
slice
like,
of life.
yeah, there's plenty of Nobunaga's slice of life. There was also a Romance of the Three Kingdoms where they all got turned into lollies.
Oh.
Which is fucking stupid. But yeah, Nobunaga, very famous because he was a guy who almost took over Japan, and he did it by having help from the West. He got weapons from America.
Oh,
he had guns, and Samurai didn't have guns.
Is that him?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was
Nobunaga.
Nobunaga.
But he
Cool.
died
Yeah.
during battle, and
Just like right now, he got shot.
Yep.
Not headshot, so that dude did not rank
I think
up.
that's the most
He's
common.
still a retainer.
That's like the most common like theory of how he got killed. Right, he was shot with an arrow. Because I think people don't know for sure, but that's what they say.
Imagine, dude, there'd be
something
no
like
reason he
that.
would be,
I am unaware. I don't really know.
If Donson
anything.
doesn't know, then it doesn't matter.
Even if Donson knew, he probably wouldn't say.
like moths to the flame, literally the word.
That's not true. But yeah, Nobunaga, famous guy, a lot of anime. He's always a bad dude. He's always presented as this huge, menacing presence.
Oh, dude.
If you've ever seen The Last Samurai, I believe that movie was about Nobunaga, right?
He was Tom Cruise.
Wasn't the main character on Nobunaga's team in that movie? Or something?
I have no idea. I feel like that took place a while after Nobunaga. That was like in the early 1900s.
Nobunaga was in like the late 1800s, right?
Shit
The
happened.
Warring States period was like late 1800s, something like that. Maybe 1700s. I'm not sure.
I feel like it would be.
I think it was the late 1800s because that was when the Meiji era started after Nobunaga's thing, right? And Rurouni Kenshin. That was like 1890.
This is what happens when all your knowledge of Japan comes from anime. All your historical.
Hey, and
knowledge.
The Last Samurai. That was a Hollywood movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Who the fuck was the guy in that? Was it Tom Cruise?
It was
Tom Selleck.
That mustache.
Yeah,
And,
Tom Cruise.
I also read back when I was in like the 5th grade, I read 2 books. One was called The Boy and the Samurai, and I think the other one was just The Samurai, that were both books about that period.
He's undead now?
That were like really dark, gritty stories about samurai shit.
Are they
Got
like
shot in the
novels?
By a
neck
total,
money?
by what I would now consider to be a total weeaboo. Because this is a guy who had like gone to Japan and studied about samurais and shit, and then wrote books about it. And it's like, yeah,
Dear the
you
Samanosuke.
nerd. Samanosuke.
So
Samanosuke, I am writing this letter
here's all the story now.
in the hopes you will read this in time.
So
to
this
help.
is the princess, right?
This is
Who's writing to
Princess.
you?
I think it's Princess Yuki. Is her
Something
name?
is wrong.
Yeah, basically a
Within that-
princess is stuck in the castle, and you got to go save her because you want that
And-
fucking sweet puss.
And you
Within
see
the-
like fucked up shit
Within
happen.
the Obama castle, some of the maids and servants have gone missing, and I fear that it might be the work of the
It's
monsters.
basically Zelda, but with
I am so
demons
scared,
in,
Samanosuke.
in
Death.
samurai. And
People tell me that the monsters eat the maids
it's a lot darker.
and the servants,
So
Jesus.
then take their remains.
I had this game back when it came out in like 2003 or
I
4.
I got the game when it came out while I was living in Japan, so I was like, so cool, like
Yeah.
Japanese game in Japan.
I'm just imagining the like Yoshida brothers playing in the background, like.
And I'm wearing glasses in the glare of
you've
the
got the
screen.
like a rice hat on, like.
What the fuck?
And you're wearing a gi, and you've got a little sword on you and shit.
They're sweating profusely.
I do have a
You were
story
just working out in the fields to see
about
what
how
it's
I
like.
got my PS2, which was while I lived in Japan. I was like the pickiest eater, still am pretty much. That my dad was like so desperate for me to like any food. He was like, "We'll go to Taco Bell today. If you eat a taco, buy you a PS2." And here's what happened.
What?
We got the taco. I took a bite out of it and was like, "Oh, bleh! No!" Still got the PS2.
I'll have you know.
Fucking spoiled piece of shit.
I'll have you know. In order for me to get Demon Souls, I had to cut my luscious locks. At
Well,
this
that is
time,
truly a
I had.
sacrifice.
I'm pretty sure it was like The Sims. The relationship with my mom went down to acquaintance. I was like, "Fuck you, dude."
Oh yeah, your
I
mom
had
was
to
like
shave my
really
head.
fucking pissed about your long hair.
And I just shaved it. She took me to a black barber shop where they gave me an edge up and a lineup. I was like, I don't even look.
Yeah. Your hair
But
was
I got Demon
a-
Soul, dude. So
Your hair was
I played it that night. Happy as fuck.
This, by the way, this is Brando. We didn't even introduce you, did we?
Nope.
First time you've been in a Let's Play.
Yes.
I keep forgetting I haven't gotten you into one yet. Brando is our good friend who's in the military, in the army, right?
It's
Army?
too
Yep.
fucking dark to
The
play.
US.
And you've been in Korea for the last, like, year?
Yep.
And now you're finally out of Korea. You did not enjoy Korea very much.
No, I did not. Well, I could have. Like, the bad I was sent into was just always in trouble.
Mm.
Do the stuff I can't discuss. But, yeah, we were just always in trouble. So we were just locked down to
Jesus.
post.
Yeah, so, Brando's back. Where are you going next?
I'm going to Texas.
Texas. A lot better, probably, for you.
I hope.
But yeah, you've been gone, and now you're here. You've been commenting on Digibros as, what is it, McBrandoff?
Yes.
Is that, okay, yeah. Formerly of the Catterstoice avatar, but now of the
Lubu.
Lubu from,
His only
from
thing in his face
Soten
was,
Koro.
"Whoa!"
What the fuck are we talking? Right, your hair was a big point of contention in your family for a little while.
Yes.
And I specifically remember your mom telling you to cut that faggot hair. No. I remember her saying that.
My mom is the biggest bully.
Not PC.
She literally said, cut that faggot hair. I remember her, like, shouting it at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, you look like a fag, this and that. But it's so much more simple to have long hair.
And mind you, his mom is Moroccan, so it was like, cut that faggot hair! Like, like that, like, when she gets mad, it's always that shrill, thick accent yelling, like...
Have you ever been around her when she's on the phone? And she's just arguing with people.
Dude.
Every time she's on the phone, she's just, boom, arguing. Dude, what?
Did we tell you about the time that we went to the restaurant that they ran for a while?
I think so. And she, like, got into a fight with, like...
we fucking... Yeah. We showed... Brando's... was both your parents ran it, right? Or just your mom?
It was, my dad worked there, and he's the psycho, too.
Brando's parents opened up a Sal's Pizza... which is a chain that's... Are they local or, like, how big is
Sal's? It's supposed to be, like, from New York, like, Sal's New York Pizza, and then, like, the chain that ran. But it was, like, this one was, like, privately owned.
Okay. But there's a lot of, like, would you not say that most of the pizza places in Virginia Beach are Moroccan-run?
Yeah, my mom
knows
all of them.
Everywhere you go in Virginia Beach, if you go to a pizza place, it's usually Moroccan people. The one that wasn't... Well, there's the one... New York Pizzeria is definitely Italian. And then there was that one Casa Pizza, which was run by, like, I think it was, like, a couple Moroccan guys and then, like, a white girl. But that one shut down. But there's a lot of Moroccan dudes at every pizza place around here. And your parents opened up one, and it didn't... How long did it last? Like, 6 months? Like,
yeah.
It did not run for
It's because the people she bought it from were just shady... Like, Moroccan people... They are rats and thieves. Like, whatever they can do for money, they will fuck each other over and not care. So they basically screwed my mom over. And, like, somehow, like, she like, bought it from them, and then they didn't, like, give her, like, all the full, like benefit. Like, I don't know what it was. She didn't give her, like, all the full property of it. And then so it ended up falling through, like, bad.
But,
lost a lot of
there was only one time that we went to her Sal's, and it was, like a whole group of us, like me, Victor, I want to say Mike, Donson, were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Donson, was that it? Like those four, maybe one more person. But we show up, and like, cause she had like invited us, or you had like called her, and you know we were like going to go there. I think you were giving us like free pizza or something.
Yep.
And we show up, and she's in the middle of like a shouting match with a customer who has come back. Like she had ordered a pizza the night before. And was complaining that it had gotten there late and it was cold. Then she showed up the next day complaining about it and like had the pizza, but they had already eaten like most of it. And they're like, she's like throwing a whole hissy fit about how she's like, oh, this pizza showed up cold, and your mom's like, why didn't you show up last night? You already ate half the pizza. We're not giving you a refund. And they're just like fucking shouting back and forth, and it just gets to the point where she's like your mom is like shouting insults at this woman, like, you crazy bitch, get the fuck out of my restaurant. And then your dad comes in, because he was on a delivery, and he comes in and, like, looks inside the pizza box and then, like, chucks it across the restaurant. It was so fucking intense. And we're all just sitting there watching. Like, we're all sitting in chairs, like, what the fuck is happening? And then your mom comes, like, after they get rid of her, your mom goes over, she's like, oh, hey, everybody, I'm sorry you had to see that, you know? Like, it was classic.
This is ridiculous, dude.
That was a fun time.
My family we will always have problems with people.
Trying to smoke that herb.
That crawling spliff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Onimusha. Yeah.
I just got the Eye of the Ogre or some shit. It's basically like a magic power.
I was gonna say I did play this game back when it came out, but the tank controls were just too confusing for me as a kid. They're very weird. The game controls like a Resident Evil game, because this is old Capcom. Like, this is right before they made Devil May Cry, where they finally like broke away from that control scheme.
You have to rotate to like be like diagonal. Oh,
I mean, you could do it. It's kind of like funny though.
You basically are driving a motorcycle.
I don't remember how the second game controlled, but the third game had more like Devil May Cry-esque, like normal controls. You couldn't jump like in Devil May Cry, but it had full range of motion and not the static camera angles like this. But yeah, the tank controls can be really difficult to get used to, especially if you go back. They actually remade this game on the Xbox and I think they had the normal controls, or maybe not. I don't remember, but I remember that the Xbox version's like a lot harder.
Fucking killed them.
It's
Xbox,
sort of
like original Xbox.
Yeah, original Xbox. Like they remade it like years later on the Xbox, and it was sort of like Ninja Gaiden Black, where it was like a harder version of the game. So
this game and its Devil May Cry camera.
I think it was Genma Onimusha is what it was called on the Xbox, and I have that somewhere, unless I sold it. Which I did for a lot of old games, or just lost it. We had this copy of Onimusha 2 that like got just utterly destroyed. I don't know why, but like the disc would just float around the house, and just like none of us liked the game, so we didn't care to like
it as a coaster.
Put it back in its case. Yeah, and it was like just wrecked to shit. Similarly, we have a copy of Lost Planet that we had rented from Blockbuster that met the same fate.
That game is awful.
So anyways,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the first Lost Planet, I thought that
Garbage.
people liked that game.
I didn't.
I only played a little bit of it, but I thought it was cool. I liked the environments. The controls were weird because you had the 90-degree angle turns and stuff. Super weird. Lost Planet 2, absolute fucking train wreck. There's like I don't know if anybody's played Lost Planet 2, but it's like almost unfinishable because there's this train level that's so broken that you can't beat it. It's like impossible. I remember reading a review of that game that gave it like a 4.5 or a 5 out of 10, like saying like there's all these good elements of it, but some of the levels are so bad you can't even beat them. Like the game is impossible. But yeah, anyways, next time on Digibro and Friends, more anime.
More
That one.
Hatsune Miku.
About Batosai the Manslayer.